Oh yes, you're welcome back to today's video. Let's go into what is really happening today, because as it is now, we'll call it a shocking news. It's a very big shocking news. The country where criminals, frauds, all those fraudulent people, where they are leaders. I don't know what will be the fate of the people that they are leading. Everyday things is happening, and the things will keep happening in this country because of the type of leadership we have in Nigeria. Now, they are now taking that same mentality down to America, down to the foreign country, and they want to use it to that side. And then now it has now resulted to defend something. The Tinubu boy, the person that is campaigning for him in America, has now been sentenced to jail in America. In fact, according to the headline, it says, shocking, US courts jail Tinubu allies over massive fraudulent activities. In fact, in this video, don't skip any part of it, because this, our brother you are seeing, is going to explain to us a lot of things that is going in Alaska, in US, things that is happening there. And this boy of Tinubu, the person that is campaigning for him in America, what that is going on right now there, and what led to his arrest, and what led to his sentencing. In fact, you will be shocked for the thing that is going on, and for you to see that everybody that is a campaign leader, or that is campaigning for this man, that they are making coordinator, anything at all. Now that person has already been into one thing or the other, one illegal stuff or the other. In fact, it is a very shocking news, and that is the reason why you see the country is not moving forward, because everybody that is leading, all of them APC, none of them is pure, none of them is clean, none of them is truthful. All of them, they are so fraudulent, fraud everywhere. In fact, as you're about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria.
A judge in the United States has jailed Jagaban's boy. Now, person where they head Jagaban campaign for America, now they jail a few days ago. Now, the first thing with this, he named now Salako. Now, in the head Jagaban campaign for Philadelphia, now there in the live. This guy, now 33 years old Nigerian, he never go Alaska before. Now Philadelphia in the live. In fact, now the guy, now they use this slogan, relax. Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. Now Philadelphia, then now the guy, they wrong things. This guy, come they talk to his friends one day, now they come and say, Baba, you, Alaska, opportunity don't dey Alaska. Now they say, which kind of opportunity? Now they say, Alaska, now one of the richest states to America, they get oil, but they don't get enough people. They say, Alaska, they dole out each resident almost $4,000. Now Salako say, you can calculate and say, if I feel knock 50,000 people for Alaska, let me say I don't become billionaire, I'll go run for Senate. And the guy can say, okay, see how I will take run this thing. He can say, I need people where they live for Alaska. I need their information so that me go fit apply, pretending to be them, and say I they live for Alaska. Now he can say, but the only problem now, I need their name, their marital status, their date of birth, their information. And the guy can go online, can go meet with hackers. They can't sell the information of those people. They can't sell out to Salako. As they can't sell out to Salako, between February to January 2022, Salako can open multiple email name. You can apply. You can't find first name for triumph. You can't triumph with 7 people name. As you apply finish, when you can apply, 6 of them he use VPN, say in there for the state. But one of them, he can't forget, he can't use Philadelphia. As he when they come, they check and say people will apply for money. Say 7 people apply. They come, they check and they come say, but one of them, the VPN shows say he there for Philadelphia. One person in Philadelphia, which is like 4,000 miles away, come they apply for benefit for Alaska. And they come begin to check. They come they check. And they come check. And they come say, this one, they come report on to cyber agents. Say, It be like say, man, something they fishing here. As they head and they can say, they can pass the information to FBI. Say, no, somebody there for outside Alaska. We want to chop money for Alaska we're not supposed to get. Meanwhile, Salako, it already the planner say, if you run this thing, finish the billions he go make he go arrange himself. Now so they can't pass Salako details. They can't pass on to FBI. FBI can't use that VPN. Only that one VPN. They can't track Salako. Salako they has one day. I say no, but they say, are you Salako? Salako say, yes, I am Salako. I can't say, you're under arrest. Salako say, what I do now? Keep me moshe. That I can't say, Baba, see what you do. As they can't finish, they can't look Salako record. They can't say, this guy. They'd already sentenced him before to 5 to 6 years and 5 months for COVID fraud. When they use other people's name, they collect almost $5 million from American government. Say, you again, you don't come back. They can't sentence Salako. Bah. As they sentence Salako, they can't sentence now to 18 months in prison. The FB said the way Trump they go now, Trump will revoke a passport. Make you tell me whether you like when they revoke Salah, make it come back to Lagos. As they come to Lagos, say, look, no be accident. Say the people where they associated with Jagaban, say that the jail and criminal. Say Jagaban, they run criminal-minded enterprise. They can't give the story of Yaya Bello. They declare Yaya Bello say he steal 120 billion from poor COVID state. 120 billion. You know how many children life that money destroy? As he can't do and finish, Jagaba can't reward and say, you're a good boy. You still well for Kogi. I want to make you the youth coordinator for my Renew Hope 2027. And that Renew Hope, now I rebuild Cholasina scam. I come become the campaign ambassador. EFCC, they find the guy. They say Yaya Bello a few days ago. APC won't present as their senatorial candidate. May you see the moral bankrupt and criminal-minded rulers where we get. Yaya Bello. Then I can say, what about Olisameto? Olisameto served almost 7 years for fraud, almost 700 million wasted. As he don't finish, and Jagaba appointed as the Renew Hope ambassador. Now that Renew Hope, that be Renew Scam Hope. Say not be coincident. And of course, what about Akpabio Godswill? When in there for PDP, they say it's still almost 1 trillion. Do you know how many children not go fit go school again for their life? How many people will be consigned to poverty and misery because of all this money that they steal? Akpabio, the moment in just cross to PDP, APC, Shomole say, all your sins are forgiven. And I come and say, look, recently, newspaper shows say people when they link to Tinubu, they trace almost 20 properties to them for UK. Even Sheyi Tinubu will not get work. In buy house for London of almost $10 million. Another Jagaban daughter waiting for America, he buy house cash of almost $2 million. Another Jagaban daughter for London, now say they buy am. They use your money, they destroy your future, and they give you peanut. You they start say, our local, they deceive you. Now people come to us say, look, Mona no rule Shalako, Mona no rule her out for life, because even if Shalako come from jail, Salako has already acquired the skills that is in high demand in Nigeria. The ability to be able to defraud, scam. He has the talent and is the perfect candidate, according to some people, for APC. That will eventually, Salako, don't be surprised if you hear in 5-10 years time, they say governor of Lagos State or Osun State or your state is now Babajide Salako, because the guy has the talent. And the Nigerian, they reward people like Salako. No, don't Nigerian, they reward people, they work hard, though. Now, criminal-minded people in Nigerian, they reward. Say, don't be surprised if your senator in a few years' time, now Salako. More can check the views of our fellow Nigerians for this very matter. Now, this one I'm talking and say, a lion can never give birth to hyena, and birds of the same feather flock together. Now, Dove talk and say, this is their style. Their leaders, both local and internationally, their followers are all crook. You believe say Salako in get future for APC, I been a PDP, I been a Labour Party, I been a Indan Tinubu boy. He don't really get the talent. Make I hear what your view be for this very important matter. May not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you didn't watch me on Facebook or Instagram, head to my YouTube channel, Frank AZ Network. Go and subscribe and show love to your boy. I'll see you soon.
Oh yes, very shocking. You all have seen it. That is the news. That is how Nigeria is. Everything called APC. In fact, all of them is a fraudulent people, a scammer. The main leaders, which is Tinubu, many case, many file concerning his drug, concerning the way he defraud people in America and the rest of them, and the reason why he cannot travel to London. In fact, there is a lot of evidence here. Now, the person that is coordinating his campaign in America is now catch up through this issue of fraud also. And the person that is also coordinating his campaign in Nigeria here, which is the former governor of Kogi State, you will have seen what that is going on, and Metu. In fact, a lot of them. And then if you have any stain and you get into APC, starting from the day you get into APC, you become a saint. And they will find one thing and give you, and then you start learning. And that is why you see Nigeria, there is nothing like forwardness. Instead of it keep going backward every day by day. That is why you see nothing is moving. Nothing. But what is there is that we'll keep talking until one day they will be okay, if they like to be. And then we'll keep giving the news and we'll keep reporting the evil those people are doing. In fact, we still have a lot of news to give. Just sit by and watch for you to understand what is really happening in this country.
Nigerians, there is fire on the mountain. Spend a little time and listen to this video I want to play for you now, because this video is not just important but a very serious matter. Please listen to it. But before that, I want to say this. You know, there is a very popular saying in Igbo that says, I'm very sure most of my Igbo brothers will understand that. But then for those who do not understand, let me say this. Hear me. An American mayor has revealed that Nigeria has become the epicenter of the prophecy made by Prophet Muhammad 14th century ago. The prophecy of global jihadists. A prophecy. Well, let me not talk too much. Just spend a little time, I beg you, and listen to it. As I said, it's not just important, but very serious. Please listen to him. Then maybe you drop your comment in the comment section what to think about it, if it is true or not. But then hear him out.
Flooding into Nigeria to launch Muhammad's prophesied final global jihad. I'm Mike Arnold. I've made 16 trips to Nigeria, to the front lines of the Christian genocide. I built schools for displaced children there, and I wrote Epicenter, the best-selling book about what's happening. Here's what you must know and what nobody is telling you. When you hear it, you will not be able to look at the situation in Nigeria or global security the same way again. 14 centuries ago, Muhammad prophesied that a descendant of his bloodline, called the Mahdi, would rise at the end of days, ride west under a black banner, defeat the Christian armies in a bloody jihad, and bring the whole earth under one global caliphate. For that to happen, the doctrine says a purified Islamic platform must be ready, a launch pad. The Islamic world believes they have found it in Nigeria. In 1804, a direct blood descendant of Muhammad named Usman Dan Fodio launched a jihad in what is now northern Nigeria. He founded the Sokoto Caliphate explicitly as the launch pad for the coming of the Mahdi. He killed as many as 250,000 and displaced millions to establish the largest pre-colonial empire in Africa. Bigger population than Pharaoh's Egypt, using the exact same tactics we see today: massacre, beheading, destruction, rape, displacement, and slavery, all while shouting Allahu Akbar. Usman Dan Fodio wrote more than 100 books. In them he positioned himself as the Mujaddid, the renewer of his Islamic century, whose mission was to prepare the way for the coming of the Mahdi. He believed the Mahdi would appear in the caliphate he founded while his descendants sat on the throne. In other words, he saw himself as, effectively, the Islamic John the Baptist, making the way for their jihad messiah. At its peak, Danfodio's Sokoto Caliphate held as many as 2.5 million slaves. The British never conquered the caliphate. They cut a deal. Indirect rule, they called it, and let the caliphate stay in power as their enforcers. The Mahdi's launch pad survived. Muhammad's bloodline kept the throne. The British forcibly chained the vibrant, largely Christian, English-speaking South to this dark, feudal caliphate. Before they granted independence in 1960, the British federalized the vast oil reserves of the South, gave full control of the new federal government to the north, and cut a sweetheart deal to keep looting the nation's black gold. In 1967, a portion of the southeast, known as Biafra, at the time the fastest growing economic region on earth, sought independence from the caliphate's genocidal grip. In response, the northern warlords enforced a total blockade, declaring starvation a legitimate tool of war. They even shot down Red Cross aid planes. With Britain's full backing, in 30 months they starved to death some 3 million Biafrans, mainly children. The survivors were subdued, their wealth confiscated, a generation buried in mass graves, the history erased. Welcome to Nigeria, a so-called secular democracy, where today's constitution was written by an Islamic dictator and mentions Sharia law and other Islamic terms 165 times. Christianity, 0. Sitting on that caliphate throne today is Sultan Sa'ad Abubakar III, the 20th hereditary heir of Danfodio, and the spiritual head of West Africa's 108 million Muslims. One bloodline, Muhammad to Danfodio to today's Sultan. 1400 years of prophecy, waiting. Today, Islamic fundamentalists around the world believe the moment has come. The Islamic State has declared Africa their divinely empowered land. The majority of global ISIS propaganda now comes out of Nigeria. Foreign fighters from the Middle East, North Africa, the Sahel, even Europe, are streaming in as religious pilgrims, not immigrants. They believe this is where Allah has called them to die for the fulfillment of Muhammad's prophecy. Sheikh Zakzaki is founder of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, an Iran proxy with 3 million members across Nigeria. His organization has an armed wing, documented weapons caches, and a history of mass mobilization. In February 2026, speaking in Nigeria's capital of Abuja, he declared, quote, "We are not merely waiting for the reappearance of the Imam Mahdi so that we may follow him afterwards. We are his followers today. Here's our global leader, and the affairs of the Ummah," that's the global Muslim community, "are already under his guidance." He also said, "Readiness before the reappearance is one of the central missions of the followers of the Imam Mahdi." Leading Islamic nations are actively helping build the Mahdi's launchpad in Nigeria today. Turkey just signed a major deal with President Bola Tinubu to train Nigerian troops using a group whose stated mission is to, quote, "pave the way for the long-awaited Mahdi by helping the Islamic world achieve military superpower status." Iran, whose entire regime exists to hasten the Mahdi, has helped build Zakzaki's massive Islamic movement in Nigeria. Saudi Arabia spent decades building the doctrinal pipeline that birthed Boko Haram, and Qatar is the banker. The movement's toll is staggering. Since the founding of the caliphate, the start of this jihad, as many as 6 million Nigerians dead, 10 million enslaved, 25 million displaced. Since 2009 alone, 125,000 Christians slaughtered, along with 60,000 peaceful Muslims who refused to join the jihad, according to Nigeria's human rights group, Intersociety. More than 20,000 churches destroyed. Today, 80% of all Christians killed worldwide for their faith are killed in Nigeria. most by jihadis from the same tribe, same caliphate, same prophecy, using the exact same tactics Dan Fodio used 222 years ago. Allahu Akbar. This is the longest running and longest active genocide on earth, a hidden Holocaust. Today in Nigeria, college girls are burned to death for praising Jesus on WhatsApp, and nobody is punished. Farmers are sentenced to death for defending themselves against terrorists. The Chinese are looting vast amounts of blood minerals and funding the jihad groups to clear the land, bribing the military and political leaders to look the other way. A prisoner of conscience named Nnamdi Kanu is serving a life sentence in Sokoto prison for truth spoken in England, illegally abducted from another country and convicted under a law no longer on the books. Youth are executed in the street by federal police. Influencers who speak the truth are taken, tortured, and disappear. Thousands of men, women, and children are abducted, held in what can only be called concentration camps, many tortured and killed, in sophisticated kidnapping schemes pioneered by Boko Haram. Nigeria's 50 million school children are today being forcibly indoctrinated by the government. The man in control of the nation's curriculum, from preschool through college, is the world's leading expert on the Islamization of knowledge, and he considers it an intellectual jihad. As many as 10 to 12 million peaceful and productive Nigerians have been forced from their ancestral lands, living and dying in the most horrible conditions imaginable, denied recognition and aid by the government. Without intervention, it is expected that as many as 50% will be radicalized in the next few years. That's 5 to 6 million more jihadis. At the same time, the government gives captured terrorists room, board, and free classes, then releases them back to the community, rehabilitated. Many are even given government jobs. Statistics show most are likely to go right back to killing. On May 16th, President Trump killed the world's number 2 ISIS commander in a strike on his compound in Nigeria. Nigeria's government had given this terrorist cover officially by declaring him dead 2 years ago. But strikes alone will not stop what the jihadis believe is the fulfillment of a 1,400-year-old prophecy. The caliphate has a 222-year head start. They are hijacking the nation's inevitable rise, on track to become the 3rd most populous nation on earth by 2050, a top 5 oil producer with $1 trillion in mineral reserves, making more movies than Hollywood and dominating the streaming charts. They see Nigeria today as the greatest platform in history for the Mahdi to finally come and conquer the world. President Trump, you must act now. You have rightly called radical Islamic jihad the greatest threat to our national security. Nigeria is the epicenter. You must know that working with the Nigerian government to end this genocide is like working with the Third Reich to end the Holocaust. You cannot stop this with sanctions. Jihadis are prepared to die for their cause. And China is more than happy to backfill any economic loss we impose on Tinubu's regime. Nigerian officials are today disarming and prosecuting defenders while arming the terrorists. They are rewarding captured terrorists while smothering millions of innocent displaced victims. They are violently suppressing truth speakers and spending millions to propagate lies in Washington. Top Tinubu administration officials have recently called the killers brothers and prodigal sons who deserve to be rehabilitated. The radicals have fully hijacked the school system with the philosophy of Boko Haram. As you have found in Iran, you cannot simply negotiate or partner with people who believe Allah has called them to fulfill a 1,400-year-old prophecy. And that is exactly what you are facing in Nigeria. But I believe you can flip Nigeria without a war. The people of Nigeria are incredible. They have unlimited potential. They rise to the top wherever they go in the world. Give them the chance to do that at home, and they will build an amazing nation, a real Wakanda, and America's greatest ally in Africa, a lighthouse of freedom in a dark part of the world. Just watch. President Tinubu is guilty of genocide today for his denial of recognition and aid to the displaced citizens. Indict him, arrest him. The Sokoto Caliphate must be investigated as a terrorist sponsor and dealt with accordingly. 2 centuries of history and overwhelming evidence demand it. Keep striking the terrorists. And you must know, the Fulani militia are killing most of the Christians today, not ISIS. Hit them too. Take them all out. Conduct a full census of the displaced. Interview them. They are eyewitnesses to genocide. And help coordinate the international aid they desperately need. Finally, ensure a free and fair referendum for a new constitution written by and for the people. Allow them to determine their own boundaries and watch them rise. Islamic jihadists today are finally recognized as the greatest threat to global security. Today, the Sokoto Caliphate in Nigeria is the only throne in the world that meets the classical Sunni requirements for a legitimate caliphate. And it was built explicitly to be the platform for the prophesied Mahdi, the launch pad for the final jihad to conquer the world. This is the epicenter. If we do not fight this fight in Nigeria today, we will fight it here in our own backyard tomorrow.
When I'm talking about Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me. You think most of us have been shouting and talking and trying to sensitize Nigerians about the Islamization agenda of these Fulani jihadists. You think you know better. And some of you in the West, from the Yoruba land, are so foolish that you think the people from the North, the jihadists, because they call Allah Akbar, you think you are the same. No. So I'm tired of the folly of Nigerians. Our foolishness knows no bound. Your foolishness knows no bound. That's when we should rise up and speak with one, as one, with one voice. You think it's between Christian Muslim, and you play politics and you play ethnic cards with it. You all are foolish. I'm telling you. You think you know better. Between today is Thursday, between Monday and today, over 300 people have been annihilated, have been unalived in Nigeria, and nobody has done anything reasonable about it. You think you know better? When I tell you of Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me, isn't it? You all are foolish. Fulanis went to Woro village in Kwara State, which most of the people actually are Muslims. But because they have been preaching, they were preaching to them to accept Sharia as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. Sharia as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. And the people rejected. And the people said no, they would rather stick to the Nigerian constitution and be governed by the Nigerian constitution instead of Sharia. And even though most of these people are even Muslims, they executed. They don't just unalive them. They tied their hands behind their back in Woro village, tied their hands behind their backs. What you do to criminals, they tied their hands behind their backs and executed them. Over 200 of them. Now, of course, the media say 170. If media tell you 170, I've always told you, divide that number by 2, they add on top of it. So there are over 200 and something people that were executed because they refused Sharia law. And I told you the other time in my video when I was explaining the pattern of Islamization, when I was explaining the sequence, the stages of Islamization. Number 1 is that they're moving. They're either moving by migration or they're moving by invasion. Number 2, they occupy government positions. And when they begin to occupy government positions, they begin to vow for different stuff like that. Number 3, they begin to multiply. And when they multiply to a certain number, then number 4, they implement Sharia. And the moment you accept Sharia, then jihad will happen. And Nigeria presently 12 states are practicing Sharia. 12 states. And if you think those people carrying these atrocities are carrying those one at the middle, you are wasting your time, because the people that are backing them up are the 2 people that are up high there. They are religious leaders, the oligarchs in the north, the politicians, most of them in the military that are backing them up. They will not come out, but they are supporting it. They want to turn Nigeria to a Turkey. They want to turn Nigeria to a Lebanon. They want to turn Nigeria to a Jordan. They want to turn Nigeria to an Egypt. And we keep shouting this thing every day. Well, over 200 people executed like that, and we are going about our businesses as normal people with no consequence whatsoever. You think you know better than me, isn't it? I keep talking of Islamization agenda, but you think I'm foolish, not knowing that you are the one that is foolish. For the Yoruba people, I warn you again, be careful. See, I've told you before, in that video I told you, I said the Igbo land will be the most difficult. But what they're going to use in the Igbo land is money, because they understand, see, the devil will always tell you with what you like most. They know the Igbo people like money. And you find that their allergies will begin to woo their people, they'll begin to marry their daughters with money, they'll begin to settle their sons with money, and because of that, Islam will enter. But it will take a long time. So what they do is, they start conquering from the north, and then when they spread to the west, because it will be easy to spread it to the west than to the southeast. And then from the west now, they will conquer. Now you see, their activity in Kwara is very, is very evident now. Their activity in Kwara is evident. Their activities in Kwara is effective. Guess where they are going next? No. You think it's Igbo land or it's South? No, they are entering your state. And they are already in the forest of Oyo. Presently, as I'm telling you, information reach me, they are already in the forest of Oyo. They'll spread to Ogun. And from there, you think you're in Lagos state and you cannot be touched. No. You think you're in Lagos state, you cannot be touched. I tell you, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. You see the speed at which they are moving. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. I want to tell you, look for how to defend yourself. These people are relentless. These jihadists are relentless. I call on President Tinubu, better do. You see, the re-election thing is just on your mind. The politicians they don't have your time. They don't care about you. Let 500 be killed today. They don't care. They don't go about their campaign. To them, it's about party. To them, it's about party. And we have idiots, useless men in this government that will rather come and instead of sympathize with the people or propose solution or aggressively attack these people, they will rather come out and banter Peter Obi or banter one party or the other. I'm telling you, if you don't stand and defend yourself and genuinely and vehemently resist Sharia in the West, your situation will be what is happening in the North. You think you know better, isn't it? When we keep shouting, you are playing tribal cards. You think it's because we are against Tinubu, we keep talking. And every time we bring up facts, you turn into tribal cards. You think it's about tribalism. You think it's about because we are speaking against Tinubu, you are very foolish. You will still come under this street and attack me, but no problem. I want to call on the Nigerian military. As much as I know many of you are compromised, I want to call in the Nigerian government. Do not allow the Fulanis, a minority tribe that is causing mayhem, a minority tribe, an infinitesimal amount of people that can be silenced once. We can apply to get dominance, to get ground. I told you of Islamization agenda, you think I'm playing, no problem. If Sharia is not abolished intentionally in Nigeria, I am telling you, 20 years from today, we are not ending this problem. If Sharia is not abolished in Nigeria, 20 years from today, this challenge is not ending. We have become a people that is totally a people of no relevance. We have become a mockery to the international communities. Look, I'm talking now, they took the light. For 60-something years, power supply cannot be constant in Nigeria, causing chaos, causing anarchy in Nigeria. The Islamists, these Fulanis. I've talked about that you should hold Sultan accountable for a lot of this, you did not hear me. I've spoken that you should hold Gumi accountable for most of this, you did not hear me. No problem, we're here. I want to all I'll keep saying is that the church must rise up to begin to defend itself. Because if they can do that to a community that are even with Muslims, simply because they rejected Sharia, how do you think it will be for Christian communities? If we don't rise up and begin to initiate the Crusader program gradually at this time, to begin to raise people, security networks for the church that will defend Christians in the Christian communities. If you think this is ending anytime soon, you are wasting your time. This what we are going to is not ending anytime soon. It's not ending anytime soon until you meet their nonsense, their stupidity with a higher level of violence. Until you meet their violence with a higher level of violence before they run away. They will never stop as much as we keep negotiating. We see about over 100 people that were kidnapped from the church. They are still there. Entering to the church with such audacity and kidnap people, they are still there. If you think this is ending anytime soon, you're wasting your time. If we don't rise and begin to meet their nonsense, their foolishness with a higher level of violence, 20 years from today, 30 years from today, we are not ending this. And I've told you, Nigeria will never be Islamized. We will rather divide. After all, I've said it over and over. This marriage, this entity called Nigeria is a scam. We have been deceiving ourselves for too long. Nobody wants to say, even though many of us know, nobody wants to say it's a scam. If we don't rise up, these guys are not relenting. They will continue to labor to ensure that they bring Nigeria to a Turkey or to a Lebanon state, and we will not permit that. We will never divide. The church must rise up at this time. All those nonsensical compromises are trying to be diplomatic. These people are not diplomatic with you. They are the ones that want to be diplomatic. Oh yeah, now. No problem. We will keep speaking. What we will not do again is to be silent.
Oh yes. This man is a very, very powerful man. He's a pastor. We'll keep speaking until when they are ready to do the needful, because they know what they need to do. The government know what they're supposed to do, but they want people to keep suffering and keep dying every day. The person that also speak is Ted Cruz, the U.S. mayor. He's among of the U.S. congressmen who are also very vocal, speaking concerning the genocide, concerning the issue of Biafra, and concerning what is happening in the north. So he has been there talking and addressing the Nigerian people and also US, telling America, Donald Trump, what is really going on in Nigeria. And this is the memo, the history concerning the what these Fulanis, the jihadis, the Usman Dan Fodio, what he has already planned, and giving it to his children, what they will do in nearby future. And that has been what they have been doing to date. And that is why you see everywhere Islamization is going on, up and down. They want to conquer everywhere. That is why you see every village you go, You must see people being in IDP camp, and they ask what is the problem. It will be because of the issue of these Fulani killers that is everywhere, claiming that they are Fulani cattle breeders, but they know what they are doing. This is to conquer a territory, to conquer a state, and to conquer a nation. That has been their plan. And this time they are doing it with the help of government and with the help of APC government. That is why whenever you talk about APC, you say, let APC go. They will tell you he will never go because they are the people that is here. All of them. In fact, a lot is going on in Nigeria. A lot is going on. The government, they need to do the right thing, and they need to do the needful, so that let the people survive and let the people breathe. They are not asking them much. The only thing the citizen of the country is asking them is their security. Provide a security for them. That is all. Nobody is asking about road. Nobody is asking about electricity. Nobody is asking about water and other things. But what people is demanding for, it is security, because we know and everybody knows that the country we are into, all of them is full of fraudulent people. Already the first report concerning the issue of the fraudulent coordinator that is coordinating Alaska, that Tinubu used as is an APC coordinator in a foreign country. Everybody has seen what is happening there and how they sentence him. Now, we don't know the next plan and we don't know what next to do. What is coming at the front? I would like to hear your comment down below. Like, subscribe, make sure you share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria. So thank you for watching.